My divine gentlemen, it's Tori, and this is In the Glow. If you are ready to upgrade your style, refine your presence, and embody true masculine energy, you are in the right place. Tonight, we will be discussing toxic relationships. Have you ever heard someone say that you are the average of the five people you spend the most time with? And let's take it from there. I want to ask you, do you ever just feel tired? There are people in your life, some obvious and some subtle. It almost feels like love and friendship. Those people can be difficult or dramatic, and they're draining your energy. They mirror your light back to you until you lower your guard. And later, you realize what's going on because they have you questioning your instincts, doubting your worth, and the worst part, feeling disconnected from everything that you once knew to be true. And this is why you need to make conscious decisions and be careful of who you let into your life. See, they entangled you in confusion, guilt, obligation, and they wear masks so convincing that you start thinking you're the problem. But the truth is far simpler and far more dangerous. They feed off your energy because you haven't yet realized it's yours to protect. They hold you in a reality where your light gets dimmed and your insight remains buried and your evolution becomes delayed. And it is not always the loud, angry ones that you need to watch. Often it's the ones who come disguised as deep, spiritual, or even healing, the ones who profess unconditional love for you. But they demand your constant sacrifice. And the ones who speak your language of growth, but they leave out patterns of control. And they know the right words, they know exactly how to manipulate you, and their energy doesn't match. That mismatch is the toxic pattern, but I'm not saying that everyone who causes harm is evil. I'm not saying that at all. Not everyone who drains your energy is aware of it, but that doesn't mean that you should accept it or tolerate it. Because whether it is done intentionally or not, the effect is the same. And you end up feeling spiritually unstable. You end up feeling emotionally exhausted and energetically fragmented, and your growth slows down, your clarity fades, and you start to wonder if you're just not doing enough. And that's how deep the pattern goes. This is why living a toxic dynamic doesn't bring immediate relief, because the architecture that they built inside you doesn't disappear overnight. And you doubt yourself and carry a dialogue, and you believe, well, maybe I'm overreacting, and maybe it's my fault. Maybe I misunderstood. That's how deep it goes. That's why it's not enough to just walk away. You have to unbuild the structure that they left inside your mind and stop being available for this type of nonsense. That's why your awareness is everything. Once you learn to read patterns, not just words or behavior, but in energy, you begin to see through the illusions, and you stop listening to what people say, and you start noticing how they make your body feel after you talk to them. Do you feel centered, or do you feel dizzy, guilty, or foggy? That's the real language and the energy underneath the surface. The mind can be manipulated, the heart can be swayed, but the body knows, your energy knows. And when you stop explaining away your fatigue and you start investigating it, a whole new reality will open up. One where not everyone has access to you. One where peace becomes your baseline. And one where your intuition isn't just a random whisper that you ignore. It becomes your compass. Again, because this isn't just about cutting out toxic people, it's about recovering the frequency that was always yours. And somehow we learned to see this toxicity through a surface level lens that keeps us guessing. But when you begin to look closer, not just with your mind, but with your energy, you realize something deeper is happening. These people don't just take up a space in your life, they reshape it. They don't just empty your attention, they have the ability to rewire your frequency. And most times, it doesn't feel like it is done in an aggressive way. And that's what makes it so dangerous. It feels like a connection, it feels like you're being seen, needed, or even chosen. But underneath, something is quietly hijacking your alignment. Energy flows where attention goes. And sometimes we tend to give too much. We overgive, and we can do it out of fear of being rejected, or maybe fear of losing someone. And that's where we have to look deep, deep inside ourselves, and see where those thoughts come from. The chosen ones. And that really bothered me because it felt like they were speaking from grandiosity. And later I heard someone explain it beautifully. His name is Aaron Dowdy. He is in this YouTube channels. And he said, you are not chosen. You're not the chosen one because someone chooses you. You are the chosen, or a chosen one, because you choose yourself, and not from a place of grandiosity. And that was beautifully explained. So just remember, you are chosen because you choose yourself first. And people then choose you because they feel your energy. Now, going back to these individuals, they are masters at controlling your attention, not through integrity, but through instability, chaos, and guilt. And they do it low key. You start walking on eggshells, and you even offer apologies before even doing anything. You're busy trying to decipher their mood swings or fix what they have broken, and you don't notice the real damage happening underneath. Your focus is no longer on your path. Your attention is scrambled, and your intuition is muted. And the purpose of your life gets placed on hold. These people are masters at twisting things, and they build psychological blueprints inside your mind, and they construct an internal version of themselves that makes you react to their moods even when they're not around. And you second guess your words, and you rehearse conversations with them, and you dilute your truth. And every time you do, a piece of you slips away, and you lose your very essence. See, we are all wounded, reactive, and learning, but the level of toxicity that these people have can go beyond that which we can understand. But it's their path. Their pain doesn't become a portal for healing, it becomes a tool for control. They thrive on their lack of precision, using indirect communication and sudden shifts in energy to create a climate of uncertainty. And that uncertainty keeps you off balance. And the more off balance you are, the easier that you are to manipulate. They know exactly when to give and when to withdraw. So pay really close attention to the people in your immediate circle. Protect your energy. That's all from me. I can't wait to see you in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them here, If you like the content I created for you, like the video and share it. Until the next video, los quiero mucho. Besitos y adiós.